Hey, welcome to the Coin Box. Today we're doing an in-depth comparison between the Type 1 and the Type 2 American Silver Eagle. After 35 years, the American Silver Eagle got a brand new reverse design and a refreshed obverse. So we're going to get some close-up shots of each side of the coin. We'll also check out some differences between the Type 1 and the Type 2, and then we'll go over some of the pros and cons of the new Type 2 design at the end of the video. The Mint released this graphic pointing out the new features of the Type 2 design, and we're going to cover all of these, but I thought we'd start by taking a quick look at the addition of the artist's initials on both sides of the coin. On the new reverse, we have ESD for Emily Damstra, the designer, MG for Michael Gaudioso, who sculpted the design, and on the obverse, we have AW for the designer, Adolph Weinman. As I was reviewing the images I took for this video, I noticed something for the very first time, and it's that the AW was already on the previous obverse. Right here. I had never noticed that before, nor had I ever heard someone else mention it, so I thought that was really interesting. Something else I'd like to mention briefly is that I think it's neat when designers, like Adolph Weinman, combine their initials into a more artistic symbol instead of just using the plain text letters. Here are some examples of what I mean. Here we have AF for Anthony DeFranceschi on the peace dollar. Here's JM on the previous reverse for John Mercanti. MG on the new design for Michael Gaudioso. And just take a look at Augusta St. Gaudens initials on the double eagle. This is also a great example of the initials being discrete and not distracting from the design itself. Even on paintings, for example, artists' initials or signatures are typically in the lower corners of the image. I think the addition of the artist's initials is a good thing, but they are a little too prominent for my liking. Okay, now let's look at the new design on the reverse. Here's how the Mint describes the new design. The redesigned reverse features an eagle as it prepares to land, carrying an oak branch as if to add it to a nest. The designer, Emily Damstra, writes, "My inspiration for this design grew from a desire to show our national bird with all the values it embodies in a unique way that could also convey traits such as diligence, cooperation, care, and protection. For that reason, nest building came to mind. I also like the idea of including an oak branch in my design since the oak is America's national tree and a symbol of strength. I wanted every aspect of this coin to be American." She goes on to say that she even made a point of using American design font, which I think is pretty neat. What I like best about this new design is its incredible detail. The feathers across the eagle are very sharp, and the Mint says the design was, quote, crafted in high detail using new technology. The eagle itself is a modern and very realistic looking eagle. I personally would have preferred a more stylized bird, but given the design choice for both the silver and gold eagles, they were really after a more realistic looking design. One of the biggest drawbacks of the design, in my view, is the clipped wing. A bald eagle with a clipped wing is definitely the exception in American coin design, so it's odd that they would choose that for the most prominent and representative silver coin of the United States. There are a few other things about the design that I'm not fond of, like the bowed head of the eagle. It's looking down and conveys a sense of weakness. It just doesn't seem to represent strength or liberty very well. Then there's a lack of symbolism. There's no banner, no shield, no stars, no arrow, no olive branches, just an oak branch. And the eagle is supposedly building a nest, but there's not even a nest. If you have to tell me it's building a nest, then it seems kind of pointless. Also, the inscriptions are somewhat unbalanced, but I understand it's because it has to fit around the design. I really liked John Mercanti's heraldic eagle design. It was very American, balanced, emblematic, and full of symbolism. It's also what I like about the obverse of the Mexican Libertad, for example, which features the country's coat of arms. The new design seems to lack most of what made the previous design a classic, and it ends up looking more like a coin in a nature series. Like, for example, the Royal Canadian Mint's Birds of Prey series, which, coincidentally, were also designed by Emily Damstra. Notice the design style and, once again, the clipped wings. To be honest, when I first heard they were going to change the design of the American Silver Eagle, I was kind of hoping they were going to change the obverse of the design, not the reverse. After all, it's the American Silver Eagle, not the American Silver Liberty, right? It's not that I don't like the Walking Liberty design, because I do, and it did very well these 35 years on the Type 1. But I thought it was time for a change. I really like the Walking Liberty design on the half dollar, just not so much on the American Silver Eagle. To me, it looks better on the smaller coin. Another reason why I thought it was time for a change was that I thought both sides of the Type 1 were great designs, but in my opinion, they weren't a perfect match for each other in terms of style. If we look back at some of the greatest and most popular coin designs throughout the history of the US Mint, we can see that many times both the obverse and the reverse were designed by the same person at the same time. The St. Gaudens double eagle, the Morgan dollar, the peace dollar, the Walking Liberty half dollar, and the Mercury dime are all good examples of both the obverse and the reverse having been designed by the same person, and of both sides of the coins complementing each other well. There's a harmony in the design. But with the American Silver Eagle Type 1, there was a 70-year gap between designs. And now with the Type 2, there's an even greater 105-year difference, over a century. So if there was a contrast between classic and modern before, now it's even more stark. Anyway, the obverse of the Type 2 is the same design, however, it's been refreshed according to the US Mint, which said, after 35 years, this classic and popular coin was updated with an enhanced obverse design. Thanks to modern design technology, the updated obverse is a closer reflection of Adolph Weinman's original vision. Liberty now encompasses some of Weinman's original details that were not previously possible. Now, when you hear the words enhanced, details, and updated, referring to the refreshed obverse, you would expect to see greater detail that's been enhanced and updated, right? Well, there is undoubtedly a huge loss of detail in the refreshed design of the Type 2 compared to the Type 1. I've even seen people comment on how it almost looks like a cheap fake compared to the previous design. So let me show you what I mean. Take a look at the differences between the design on the left and the one on the right. Can you guess which is the Type 1 and which is the new Type 2? If you were looking for more detail, which would you assume is the new design? Okay, so this is the Type 1 and this is the Type 2. Did you guess correctly? I dare say that the only element in the new Type 2 design that has more detail than the Type 1 is the inscription Liberty. I'm going to stack the images and switch between them so we can see some of the differences more clearly. So here we have the Type 1 and this is the new Type 2. So let's start by looking at the stars on the flag. And you can see right away there's a huge loss of detail in the Type 2 compared to the Type 1. Now look at the hand. See how the hand almost looks swollen and lacks detail compared to the Type 1? Now let's look at the breastplate, and once again we see a huge loss in detail. Now one of the things the Mint has specifically mentioned is that Liberty's bonnet and eye have been returned to the original sculpted intent. Here we can see the differences between the Type 1 and the Type 2. This is the Type 1. This is the Type 2. And there's not too much to see there. There are differences, but I can't really say one's better than the other. I personally still prefer the Type 1 over the Type 2, but that's just me. And as I mentioned previously, if we look at the B and the E of Liberty, we can definitely see more detail in the new Type 2 design compared to the Type 1. In these images, we can see once again a huge loss in detail in the flag that's draped around Liberty. I did want to mention that the lighting and the camera settings are all identical in these pictures, so if you see a difference in lighting, it's just the way the coin reflects the light, and the differences in detail will do that. Here we see, for example, on the feet and sandals of Liberty, a big difference between the designs. And we have the addition of Adolph Weinman's initials, which we already covered, and the new font, which emulates the font from 1916 from the original Walking Liberty half-dollar design. And I think it looks great on the smaller half-dollar coin. Here we have a 1946 half-dollar, which is not in the best of conditions, but we can see the date and how it looks good on the design. And here's the side-by-side between the new Type 2 design and the original Walking Liberty, and you can see the size difference between the two coins. And again, this is a matter of preference, but I personally don't care for the bigger font on the much larger American Silver Eagle. I like the previous font. And two more things very quickly that the Mint mentioned was that the shape of the rays and the flag drapery were restored. So here we can see the differences between the rays and the flag, and they seem to have added what looks almost like a dent, but I think is supposed to be a crease in the flag. But once again, we can see the loss of detail in the mountains, for example, and in Liberty's sandal. Now, I'm really hoping this isn't intentional degradation, but rather something they overlooked when it came to actually striking the coins. I'm hopeful it's something the Mint will address in the near future, preferably before the 2022 strikes. And I must say I haven't reviewed the new Type 2 proof coins, the uncirculated finish, or the reverse proof finish yet. So we'll have to see if those have more detail in the design. A lot of people were really looking forward to the new security features, which had been announced would be implemented in the new Type 2 design. And here's what the Mint says about the new measures. The redesigned American Silver Eagle coins have been minted in high detail using new technology and include a reed pattern variation. The Mint benchmarked its efforts against anti-counterfeiting programs implemented by major mints around the world. These new features, plural, will make the coins more difficult to counterfeit. Well, as far as I can tell, there's only one new security feature, which is the new reeded edge variation. Unless, of course, they're including the high detail design using new technology as a security feature. What's interesting is that they say they benchmarked their efforts against other major mints around the world. So we're talking about the 2021 Britannia, which has not one, not two, but 4 security features, including a latent image and microtext. Also, the Canadian Maple Leaf has radial lines, laser microengraving, and Boolean DNA technology. So in other words, the US Mint is saying that the reeded edge variation is better, or at least just as good as those security features used by other mints. Now, what's done is done, so I'm not even going to talk about some of the other designs I liked better. Designs like this one, for example, where we have powerful looking eagles without clipped wings, where we also retain some of the symbolism of the arrows and the olive branches, or my own version of this one, which has just one eagle with olive branches and arrows in its talons. And I would have probably liked a mountain in the background or some sort of scenery or sun's rays or something. And then there's this one, which is similar to the design that was chosen, except I feel like the eagle looks a bit more impressive. And of course I would reduce the size just slightly to not cut off the wing. Then there's this one, which is probably my personal favorite of the design options, where we have an eagle in full flight with outspread wings. We have scenery, so we have trees, which adds depth to a design. Maybe I would change the eagle's gaze so it's not looking straight up, but rather forward or looking out over the horizon. I might add a mountain or the sun in the background. I just like how balanced the design is. Even the inscriptions are balanced, United States of America at the top. We can see the full eagle, and I just really like this design. But again, I'm not even going to mention these because what's done is done. Just to wrap this up, let's go over some of the pros and cons of the brand new Reverse. So as pros, I list the great detail in the design, which was minted using new technology, and the modern and realistic looking eagle. Since I think that's what they were going for, I'm putting it as a pro, but again, I would have preferred a more artistic and stylized eagle. As cons, we have first and foremost the clipped wing, then also the bowed head, and the general posture or pose of the eagle is not one of strength. And finally, the lack of elements and symbolism. We lose the stars, arrows, olive branches, shield, and just get an oak branch. Again, it's supposed to be building a nest, but we don't even have a nest. And as a neutral point, we have the unbalanced inscriptions and design. But I understand the inscriptions are where they are because they have to fit around the design. On the refreshed Obverse, the pros are the addition of the artist's initials and the higher definition in the letters of liberty. The cons, of course, are the incredible loss of detail in the rest of the design. And again, I'm hoping this gets addressed. As far as the neutral points, we have the same Walking Liberty design on the Obverse, which on the one hand is a favorite of many, but on the other seems inconsistent with the Reverse. Who knows, maybe we'll get a brand new design change for the 50th anniversary. We'll just have to wait and see. And finally, the large date font, which emulates the font from 1916. I prefer the sleek font from the previous design, but it's also cool that it's the same font that was originally used on the Walking Liberty half dollar. All that being said, even if the Type 2 isn't my favorite design choice or implementation, the American Silver Eagle will most likely remain one of the most popular silver coins in the world. And the truth is, the design will probably grow on me, and I'll hopefully not only get used to it, but I'll actually end up liking it more and more over time. Well, what do you think? Should they have chosen a different design? Should they have changed both Obverse and Reverse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.